I grew up in a very abusive home. My dad was very verbally abusive to my mom. He used to hit her. He used to punish her. And he was very mentally abusive to her as she's not good enough, that she's doing everything wrong. And that came down to me. When I came to America, the torment of being abused continued, and this was in my mind, the being rejected, being emotionally abused. It continued through my school, through my classmates. By the age that I was 13 years old, I became addicted to pornography. I became addicted to masturbation. I went through a rampage of drinking, of clubbing, of having sex, sleeping around, and I ended up getting into a relationship at age of 18. By the time that I got into this relationship, it was like history was repeating itself with this man. He was the same abusive man as my father was, not only physically, but emotionally and mentally. He had abused me so much that I had gone through a very severe depression. Pornography became such a substitute for this depression that I would take all of my paycheck every time that I would work and I would get paid, and just going to cash it and taking all that money and just buying DVDs, because it was the only cope, the only way I can escape, and the only way that I can feel freedom, and the only way that I can be empowered as a person, as Vilma, that in that fantasy world, I would have the power. I would dominate. No one could hurt me. No one could talk down to me. No one could tell me that you're not worthy. I became so depressed that I said, you know what? I'm done with this. And I remember saying, if this is my life, I don't want it. You can have it back. I'll kill myself, I'll die, and you can have it back. I don't want it. And I remember every time that I closed my eyes, I would see this little church in Jacksonville. It's a little Episcopal church. I don't even know the name. And I would drive by it all the time, and all it had was open for prayer. I just said, you know what? I'm just going to give it one more chance. And I'm just going to walk into the church and to see if something happens. And I remember just walking into that church, and there was a guy in front of the altar, and I didn't even care. And I just went there, and I saw the cross, and I said, look, if you're real, you're going to help me. Because if you don't, I'm going to die. I said, I don't believe in Allah, and I don't believe in none of that gibberish. I said, but if you are real, I said, you will help me. And I walked out. I met a client through my job, and this was like 2 years earlier. I worked in an apartment community, and she used to live there because she used to go to law school. And something told me, add her on Facebook. And I was like, man, I don't add my clients on Facebook. And when I add her, it was the first thing that popped up was her house of peace. She just had the house of peace the night before. And I'm like, hey, Jessica, it's Vilma. Look, I saw your pictures of your Bible study. Can I attend next time you have it? And she was like, hey, we're going to Miami for a retreat. You want to come? All I heard was Miami and retreat. I was like, I'm down. And I remember getting there, and I see like so many people, adults, people my age, people younger than me. I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be cool. We have games, we have all these nice people. And then the first session started. God just wanted to tell me how much He loved me. He didn't care what I had done. And I remember asking Him, I said, why do you love me? What do I have to offer you? I don't have anything. I said, I'm in pornography, I have addictions, I want to kill myself. Like, why do you want me? What is it you want from me? And I remember them saying, He knows everything you've been through. He knows your abuse. He knows your loneliness. He knows your rejection. But God says, I love you. I've always loved you. I've always been there for you. It wasn't a love that was fake. It wasn't someone saying they love you because they needed something from you. It wasn't someone that was going to take my heart and just toss it like a football. He just wanted to know that I was loved. And every time that He said, I love you, I felt chains breaking off my life. I felt addictions breaking off. I never knew restoration at this point. My innocence is back. And I never thought that a love like this was possible for me. I love people. I love to love people. I love to tell them about God. He really meant His word when He said He's my Father.